那接下来下一位讲者，我们从丹麦来的朋友 Spanvall 这间公司呢，它致力于在这些畜牧业的底材的这些铺设。那我们借由他今天的分享，希望能够给各位听众一个不一样的经验跟体验。我们欢迎 Des。
Good afternoon. Let's do that again. Good afternoon. Thank you. My name is Des de la Cruz. I'm from Spanvall. Let me start by telling you more about the company that I work for. Spanvall is a Danish company. Our headquarters is based in Kalundborg, Denmark. It is about 100 kilometers away from the capital, Copenhagen. And we are in the business of producing animal bedding for chicken, specifically for broilers and breeders, for race horses, for pigs, and also for cattle. And we have been doing this for more than 50 years now. Spanvall is very well known in Europe, and it's just like 5 or 6 years ago that we have started introducing our products and services in this part of the world. I am in charge of Asia Pacific region. I am based in Manila, and my area is the whole of Asia Pacific. And I'm here this afternoon to share more with you the best practices that I have been seeing as I go from one country to another country in Asia Pacific. So, in Spanvall, we are one in protecting our environment. So one of our ambition is to protect the environment and to strive to become CO2 neutral. So our purpose is to add value to animal welfare and sustainability in the world of farming, and by adding knowledge, high-level products, and economy into the market of bedding. In our region, in Asia Pacific, we are commonly using the rice husk, like the picture that we saw a few moments ago. We are using the rice husk for animal bedding. And in Spanvall, we have a patented product, which I'll be sharing with you after this slide. But before that, we have partnered with a German company called Grow My Tree. Grow My Tree is an environmental company. What we do is we replace every tree that we cut from the forest, and to make sure that we are also participating in the protection of our environment. So as we consume or as we cut trees, we also replace them. And in every tree that we cut, we receive a certificate like this, proving that we are also funding and also participating in environmental projects like this one. Okay, so as I was saying, this is a summary of the features of the animal bedding that we have. First, let me start with high absorption of ammonia. Ammonia is a dangerous gas, not only for the birds, but also for the farm workers. I have a colleague who, after visiting a farm in Poland, after a few seconds of staying inside the farmhouse, when he went out, he's feeling dizzy. He started to really change color, and we have decided to rush him to the emergency room, and we found out that this person was exposed in high level of ammonia. So ammonia is, again, since it's dangerous, we want to minimize, if possible, we want to eradicate the presence of ammonia in the chicken house. And this animal bedding that you see here is the only material in the world that can absorb, as a bedding, it can absorb ammonia. And so it reduces the level of ammonia inside the chicken house. And if ammonia, or if the bedding is kept dry always, there will be also a low level of ammonia. Our bedding is highly absorbent when it comes to liquid or moisture. I'll go deeper into that later. Another feature of our bedding is that it's 100% dust free. Later, I'll be showing you a video of our bedding, and then you will see that after spreading, just after a few seconds, everything else will be settling down on the floor. It has a natural moisture that makes it heavy. So the material is heavier than other materials available in the market, so it settles on the floor instantly. Now, I think this is the most significant part, that it reduces heavy pad scorch. Pad scorch is the foot burns. If the birds are stepping on the bedding with high level of ammonia, it burns their feet. And like people like us, if your feet hurts, it hurts all over. For the birds, if there is foot burns, what happens is that they become lazy to walk, they become lazy to go to their feeding line to drink water, and they get lazy to go to their feeding line to eat. And so what happens is that there is an effect on the overall health of the birds. So when we reduce the cases of heavy pad scorch, you are getting a more healthier birds. It's high in animal welfare. Europe is a continent that promotes very high animal welfare. And Denmark is one of those countries that leads in terms of promoting animal welfare in the country, or in that region. It reduces breast blisters. When we buy our chicken from the grocery, from the market, of course you don't buy chicken with a lot of wounds, right? You choose something that is perfectly clean and smooth and and nice to look at. High absorbency capacity. Our bedding absorbs about 7 to 8 times its own weight. The rice husk, if you just imagine this, 1 kilogram of rice husk can absorb about 1 liter of water. Our bedding, 1 kilogram of the Spanvall bedding can absorb about 7 to 8 liters of water. So, what's the benefit? Again, the more water that you absorb, the more the drier the surface of the bedding is. And so again, you protect the birds. Our bedding is mainly composed of two types of materials. One is the wood shavings, and the other one's the plant fiber. The wood shaving is made out of soft wood, like pine, the pine tree. So we use soft wood and not hardwood, which makes it more comfortable for the birds. And the plant fiber is the one responsible for high absorption of moisture. So putting these two together, we have our Spanvall bedding. So I was saying that we prevent the cases of foot burns. We produce Class A feet, and we reduce the cases of Class B and Class C. Let me share with you this very recent trial that we did in Bangkok, or in Thailand, wherein this company in Thailand, they have so many cases of this and this, the Class B and Class C. And they wanted to reduce those cases and to have more of Class A. Why? Because they are exporting their chicken, some in Europe, some in the US, some in China. And so they want to have more quality, high quality feet. And after using our bedding, it drastically and significantly reduces the cases of foot burns. And so they were able to generate more income by having more high quality chicken feet. We are talking about feet, but it correlates to the other parts of the body, basically to the overall health of the birds. Our bedding, you use just very small amount. Rice husk, you use about 8 to 10 centimeters. In our bedding, the equivalent is just 1 centimeter. So you use less material. Again, we protect the environment. I'd like to show you this video. This is just a 2-minute video. This is a summary of the features of our bedding and how it contributes to the improvement of the production inside the chicken farm. Can we? Yeah. So as we are preparing to play the video, this video will show us the. Okay. So anyway, so in this video, supposedly it will show us the how it is being spread and how it is being used in the farm. Unfortunately, we'll not be able to play this now, but what it shows actually is that instantly after spreading the bedding all over the floor, it goes down and settles on the floor instantly. So it's not dangerous for the animals and not dangerous for the farm workers as well. Like the rice husk, for example, I don't know, maybe there are some people here who are in the agriculture or in the animal farming business, and they know that when you spread the rice husk, there would be a lot of dust suspended in the air for a very long time, and which is dangerous for the birds, for their respiratory system, and also for the animal, for the workers in that farm. Okay, so what's the benefit of using less material, like the 1 centimeter bedding? First, it's easy to spread. When I went to Korea last time, to cover a 2,000 square meters floor area, it will take around 4 to 5 hours to finish the job. With our bedding, they were able to finish it in 2 hours. And so in 2 hours, they're done. The farmers will be able to do something else. Easy to remove. Imagine you start with 1 centimeter. After one cycle, which is about 40 days, 42 days, something like that, it will become like 4 centimeters to about 5 centimeters at the end of one cycle because of the bird manure. So it piles up. So it becomes thicker and thicker. And imagine you use a rice husk bedding, for example. You start with 5 centimeters. And then at the end of one cycle, it will become 9 or 10 centimeters. And so at the end of one cycle, imagine all those bedding, the used bedding that you need to collect, all those things that you need to remove. And of course, another problem would be how to dispose. Where will you bring all these beddings? Less labor time, as I've said, you finish the job at an earlier period of time, and less storage. It's important for some farmers that they use less storage in their farms. So because you use less materials, so you need less space to store the material. Okay, here at this point, let me share with you how these sensors, when we do our trial, or even some of our customers, when they try to use the sensors, the benefit that they get is that they're able to monitor the temperature and the humidity level in the farm, which is very important for them. Like for example, temperature. When we talk about temperature, from day 0 to day 7, for example, they need high temperature. We're talking about like 37, 38 degrees Celsius, which the birds needs. If the temperature goes down below that level, the birds will be too cold, and then again, it will affect the health of the birds. And then after that, they continuously reduce the temperature. And so it's important to monitor the temperature. How about humidity? Humidity, like in Southeast Asia, for example. In Southeast Asia, Indonesia, Thailand, Philippines, we have very high humidity, average of about sometimes 80, 85. When there's typhoon, we go to 99 to almost 100%. And so the problem there is if the humidity is too high, the bedding, it gets wet easily. And when the bedding gets wet easily, again, the birds will not be comfortable. So here, when we did this trial, for example, in Thailand, we have installed some of these units per house. We are trying to compare the performance of our bedding versus other types of bedding material. And we have to make sure that everything is constant. Temperature, humidity, the number of birds, the quality of birds, and so on. So here's an example of the data. This is just a 1 week data, which is very important for us because during the 3rd week of the cycle, if you mess up that situation, you cannot expect a good harvest at the end of the cycle. So this is trial 1, which happened between April and May. And then I compared it to a trial that was very recent between August to September. So for me to see, later I'll have a comparison, a summary. This is comparing the temperature in the house. And then I also monitored the humidity, which is very important. We have to maintain the humidity level not too high because it will damage also the performance of the bedding. So again, this is trial 2 between August to September of this year. So since I have a record of the past trial and this current trial, I made a comparison. The first trial, as you can see, in terms of temperature here, I can see that there is the temperature is colder because in Thailand during this time about August, September, October, it's the rainy season in Thailand. While during April and May, it's the summer season in Thailand. So the temperature is higher. And then for humidity, so you can see here 91%, 39, 70%. And the second trial, I'm getting 85, 54, and 73. The significance of that is actually for me to monitor. Like for example, if I'm seeing very high humidity, I can call the farm manager right away and tell the farm manager, Mr. Farm Manager, I can see that the humidity is too high. You have to adjust. You have to turn on the blowers. You have to increase the temperature. You have to vent out, even for just a few minutes. And so this contributes for us getting a performance data like this. For some of us, we might not, this might not interest you, but just to explain it a bit, when we talk about FCR, the feed conversion ratio, is the amount of feed converted into the meat of chicken. So the lower the FCR, the better, meaning more of the feeds are converted into meat. And we are getting between 1.35 to 1.45 in just 36 days. Mortality is the number of dead birds, the number of dead chicken. And we are getting approximately only 1.5%. In some cases, it can reach up to 2%, up to 3%. But for the Spanvall bedding, we were able to minimize it up to 1.5% only. The cases of pododermatitis or the cases of foot burns, it's below 1%. The end weight, 2.3 kilograms. And then average rotation in Denmark, we are producing 8.5 cycles per year. So what we're saying is that we can also help the farmers in this region to be able to increase the number of cycles per year. Like in the Philippines, we are doing 6.5 cycles per year. When they started using our bedding, they're able to minimize the downtime. And so there is a big possibility for you to increase the number of cycles. The 6.5 can be 7.5 cycles per year. Thank you.
刚刚 Das 很精彩的分享哦，我觉得用几个跟大家日常比较相关的。拍姐，你怎么知道我在要 cue 你？嚟去查你 CPC 雞爪啊、鳳爪，麥克風，會喜歡嗎？啊，不好意思，那个松村蔡总，帮我开一下麦克风。刚刚他讲那么多啊， 其实那个用你的术语，就是操咖，对不？对啊，就是那你可不可以跟大家分享一下那个操咖你拿到的时候啊，你要多做多少的后处理，还是你根本就不收了？
小的就直接丢掉就好了。
那会有要修的状况吗？不长 ，OK。其实这整个流程啊，是想跟大家去分享说，怎么样去更友善这个环境，然后生产者，然后给消费者最直观，给加工制造者最轻松，不要尽量减少它的负担，然后可以忠实的去把它的品质跟它的这个成本去反映在终端消费者的一个取得上面。那我们谢谢 Des 的分享。